So, me and some friends got on a Discord call one night to watch a cam rip of The Flash, because no way we were supporting this movie financially if all the shit behind the scenes going on with the main actor Ezra Miller. So we watched it, and we all hated it. Yeah, I'm gonna apologize to Justice League Cross Ruby, you weren't the worst DC crossover movie released in 2023. Honestly, much like a lot of things in life, this movie was a great bonding experience with my friends, so thanks a lot for the fellows who watched it with me, because you made it bearable to sit through this dumpster fire. So why does this movie suck? Oh, so many reasons, like the wannabe quirky humor that comes off as cringe, which is best showcased to the annoying tendency to bring up Back to the Future because haha, we're a time travel movie too, we're so smart. There's also a weird amount of jokes revolving around babies in the first act of this movie, so that's a choice and a half given what Ezra Miller has done. Despite the terrible jokes, I've seen people praise the script and emotional core of this movie online, and honestly, I can't see it because the characters here are very underdeveloped. Both Barrys don't have consistent inner conflict like in previous adaptations of the Flashpoint story. Heck, the family Barry is fighting for is barely mentioned or focused on outside of like 2 scenes, making one of the most important dynamics in the story, the thing the emotional core hinges on, conceptually feels so empty. Also, Ezra's performance is middling at best, and they get some of the worst line deliveries in the movie. If this is supposed to save their career, it did a shit job at it. As for the other DC characters, Supergirl's just there to fight Zod with little pathos on her own, which is so disappointing. Literally all her important moments were showcased in the trailers, and the last time we see her is her multiple deaths, so thanks for that, guys. Nice fridging. Michael Keaton's Batman is so awkward in this movie, and it's a huge missed opportunity for him not to play a version of Thomas Wayne like in the original Flashpoint story. Instead, he just plays another Bruce. Hell, speaking of Flashpoint, there isn't much stakes in the new universe Barry makes in this movie. In the comic and animated movie, there's a bunch of war happening, and things are on the fritz, but here it's just, Man of Steel is about to happen, but we don't have Superman, but who cares? Other heroes exist to fight them anyway. I have even gone to my least favorite part of the movie, which is the special effects, because man, this movie is rough in that area. This would be so embarrassing to see in a high-quality theater with how ugly the compositing on these effects are. Hell, it's a bit overwhelming at times, especially during the final act where there's so much garbage being thrown at you. Speaking of, let's talk about that final act, shall we? Because man, it's a lot, and man, it's really bad. So young Barry keeps resetting the timeline to save Batman and Supergirl, but oops, the constant time travel leads to a dark Flash who's Barry from the future, where he's got a bunch of dumb Kryptonian armor on him and keeps wallowing in the past, and now the multiverse is collapsing, and this is where we get all the cringe-ass cameos. First off, yes, the rumors are true, they CGI'd Christopher Reeves in this movie, and it looks embarrassing. It actually looks like that deepfake Tobey Maguire No Way Home shitpost that was floating around social media for a while. It's that bad. Worst part? He doesn't even say or do anything. He just stands around with, like, the other Supergirl from that obscure Supergirl movie, and his universe collapses. So what the hell was the point? Also, we get a random scene of Nick Cage Superman just fighting a giant spider, because that was a thing that was supposed to happen in the unmade Superman film, Superman Lives. Like, it's neat, I guess, and the spider is the best special effect in the film, but also, why though? None of this adds anything to the story. It's just textbook definition of empty fanboy wish fulfillment. Even when it seems like Barry learned a lesson and turns everything back to quote-unquote normal, he still does a change in the timeline to make sure his dad is now let out of prison, which is what caused the whole plot to begin with, so we just start back from zero and we learn nothing. We gotta make sure everything in the film ends hunky-dory perfect, because any nuance this film could have had would have distracted from Nick Cage Superman or some shit. Also, for one last cameo, George Clooney as Bruce Wayne shows up at the end of this movie to add a shit cherry to the shit sundae of a shit motion picture. Yeah, this film was awful and I hated it a lot, and this shouldn't have been the first Flash movie to exist, because why would you make your first Flash movie a giant multiverse crossover instead of an actual goddamn Flash movie with Flash villains? Even outside of the comic and other media minutia, it's just the worst superhero blockbuster I've seen in a while, and I'm so glad I looped hole into seeing this for free. I will say, despite this garbage motion picture, the future of DC media looks bright because of 2 things. The My Adventures of Superman cartoon, which is like, I need this in my veins, plus the upcoming Blue Beetle movie, along with James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC universe. I want to be optimistic for the future of DC projects, but we gotta make sure to leave this shit show behind. And that's all I gotta say. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on Twitter for more weird jokes. I don't know, I'm tired. I'm gonna go see Spider-Man again.